if they're in there at the same time.
It's very convenient because I'm here working in the wood shop, and when I have to use the restroom, I just hop out of the wood shop and I go into the restroom. And it's close to the lab, so while I'm printing, I could go to the restroom. So, I mean, it's pretty convenient for a guy.
I think that it is ridiculous that there is only a men's restroom on the basement floor.
Hey y'all, I'm Miranda Campbell coming to you live from UK in Lexington, Kentucky. Today, our hot topic is the safety of the females in the College of Design at Penns Hall. It has been brought to my attention that the safety of the females has been put on the back burner when it comes to having a porcelain throne to themselves. I've asked myself and many others that I have interviewed, why isn't there a female's bathroom on the garden level of Penns Hall? I must say, throughout this investigation, people have shown their true colors when it comes to change and equality. Yes, one can say it's due to the building being completed in 1909, and it was an all-males major back then. But does that truly justify why? Does it take for a female to get raped or sexually assaulted before there's change? What's wrong with the world, mama? I came upon this problem one night when spending a late night around 1 a.m. with a few students in my studio, when we heard a loud noise and realized that none of the doors were locked. That was the start of the females in our studio using the male's bathroom. As time went on, I started to notice that other females from the lab, wood shop, and even female staff members used the male's bathroom. I began noticing the foot traffic and how many men from outside of Penns frequent the building and use the bathroom as well. That set my mind on a long journey of Law and Order episodes, as well as recent reports on the news about women on college campuses being assaulted. Sure enough, I tuned into the news, and Betsy DeVos became a hot topic on trying to rescind Title IX. After taking all this into account, I knew that I couldn't be the only one noticing. Therefore, I set out to get some of my peers' opinions on the matter at hand.
Considering that Penns is very old, there should be some changes that should be made since it was built. So in regards to the bathroom situation, there's only one bathroom on the garden level. There should be a women's bathroom as well, so that way both genders can have their own bathroom instead of a... It's not a bad thing that girls and guys go in the same bathroom because, I mean, it just happens in society, so, I mean, yeah, it feels like brought to attention that, sexual interactions to occur between, male and female, then there should be a change, but I haven't heard anything, to that extent yet, so I don't know.
Right, so I'm going to give you another scenario of it's a female in that bathroom from the workshop, and it's another male that's not from within Penns Hall that doesn't know that about the women going in there, and said that it's a male who's bringing in a supply of wood for the wood shop. In that situation, do you think that that is dangerous in itself?
Yeah, I guess in ways. And you can definitely start a hazard with stuff like that. Easily.
This was the biggest problem that I faced when interviewing people. It was always excuses given like,
I guess there's no space for a women's restroom.
I'm saying I see how it was maybe overlooked as a lesser priority considering they overlooked it, because people have already, women have already been using the bathroom, and there hasn't been a problem with, guys and girls being in there at the same time.
and
Yeah, I'm saying I can see how they maybe overlooked it as a lesser priority as to setting up, say, the workshop or the computer lab or other improvements, and so maybe they overlooked it because there's only one studio down here.
My favorite rape.
I think it could, but it would be highly unlikely as to the fact that it's in the middle of the basement where there is a lot of activity from our studio and from the workshop and the lab. And
How oblivious could these people be? I mean, most banks get robbed in broad daylight, and they have a lot of activity and even security. I have done an extensive amount of research and investigating on this issue. Yes, the building was built in 1909 and used to be home to civil engineering and physics when it was a predominantly male major, but years have passed. One source I found was Mr. Beaver Williams. He wrote an article in a book on this hot topic in which he gives a graphic account on how sexual assault on college campuses has caught the nation's attention. Mr. Beaver examined the most two prominent surveys which have done the most to shape the public opinion and public policy, the Campus Sexual Assault Study and the American Association of Universities Campus Climate Survey on Sexual Assault and Misconduct. The greatest thing is that he includes details on the University of Kentucky. He actually interviews a female student that speaks on campus assault, and she also mentions a program that developed at the University of Kentucky that trains students to intervene and has reportedly reduced sexual assault, especially with UK's total enrollment being 29,781 students and 54% of them being females. Statistics show that 11.2% of all students experience rape or sexual assault through physical force, violence, or incapacitation.
And from a female's perspective, point of view, how does that make you feel?
It's annoying because that means that, or at least to me, it's sexist to, as in, only architects are that only men can be architects, and that it's not like females shouldn't be here.
Right, because only around 96 years ago, women were just able and got the right to vote. The women's suffrage was going on, and we had to march and basically earn the right for things like this. So, along with that, did you know that not only the bottoms garden studio level women use that bathroom, but also staff, as well as the workers in the computer lab in the workshop?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Do you think that it's biased that there's only a men's bathroom down here?
Of course.
That's good. And as far as the safety, how do you feel about the safety of the women when they use that bathroom? What do you think about that?
I don't think there's been an incident, but it's just it's not pretty safe at all. There's no indication if there's a woman in there versus a male, and it can be scary for depending on who you are.
Right, so if there was a female in there, say, from the workshop, and there's a male from the workshop, and they walk in on the female, that's fine, because they know them, right?
It's fine for a male to walk in on a female?
Do you think that that's fine? Because they know each other?
Walk in on a no. It's not okay.
Okay. Now, if it's a male from outside of Penn's Hall and they're delivering wood, what do you think about that if they walk in on a female in that bathroom?
Oh, they wouldn't know what's going on. They'd be confused, and it just wouldn't be pretty.
Right. Doesn't that open up the ground for like sexual assault, rape, different things like that?
Yeah, it can. I don't know if it's been an issue here. We don't want it to be we don't want to have an issue in order to create a women's restroom. We shouldn't have an assault and be like, okay, we need to fix it. It should be done before it happens.
It's the same hate that's caused wars from religion, gender to skin color, the complexion of your pigment. The same fight that led people to walkouts and sit-ins. It's human rights for everybody. There is no difference. Live on.
In researching, I uncovered a social media account that is from Twitter, and it belongs to a young lady. Her name is Abby Arnold, and she is a rape victim, but I like to say survivor, News grad, and speaker about sexual violence. She uses her Twitter account to talk or just tweet about doing the right thing. Abby Arnold was raped at the age of 19 when she was a junior at the University of Minnesota. Unfortunately, her rapist wasn't charged, and his parents stood by him trying to get him a great attorney. She was furious when she heard the news about Betsy. After that unfortunate event, Abby Arnold's rapist wasn't arrested until he had a total of 3 victims, including Abby. She had been through a lot and had PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, through this terrible event. To vow, and she wrote on Twitter, treating these two sides as somehow equal is wrong. Due process already exists here. # stop Betsy from weakening it for disadvantaged victims. Only she doesn't stop there and continues to tweet stating the 2 highest risk populations for developing PTSD, military members and rape victims. Imagine trying just to continue with life. She was raped at the age of 19. This is evidence that should be an eye-opener. This should not be anything to take lightly. I can't even imagine how she felt hearing about Ms. DeVos and how she's trying to rescind Obama's Title IX.
Throughout this investigation, I reached out to the President of UK's assistant, and he responded saying, "Thank you for reaching out to President Caputo. He asks that I respond and share his appreciation for you bringing this to his attention. He shared this with his senior leadership team, who are investigating farther and identifying the next steps for addressing the concerns you raised. As for the Dean of the College of Design, I was able to get a face-to-face interview with her." In reaching out to Dean Vernon, who's over the College of Design, I'm ecstatic to let my listeners know that she also feels like it's a problem. The Dean expressed how much she's been trying to work with Mr. Lance Posting's office to get gender-neutral bathrooms. She stated that she's received many complaints and that it will be changed and upgraded to suit everyone. She reports that it wasn't changed due to the budget and the possibility of the college relocating to a new building. I asked, "Can you truly put a price on safety?" Dean Vernon not only responded on Pence's behalf, but also as well as the other buildings that house architecture students and the flaws in which they have as well. She worries about the safety of the students in the other buildings due to them not having as much traffic or faculty in them as Pence does. Overall, it was an honor and a good conversation we had about change. I felt that this was an important issue that needed to be addressed. I believe that this is not only important for the females, but just as important for the males as well. The College of Design is supposed to feel like home, and home is a place where you're supposed to feel safe and don't have to worry about anything. For the most part, the atmosphere has been made for it to feel like home, only I did find a few flaws in Pence. Once again, I'm excited to report that it will be changed to 2 unisex bathrooms, and they will be wheel accessible. Thank you for tuning in, and I will continue to be the voice for the unheard. I'll fight for justice for anyone. I have no regrets in bringing this issue to light, and I only hope that I won't be retaliated against for this.
I don't care if you're black, white, or any color in between. You're Christian, you're Muslim, you're gay, you're straight. I am here to fight for your equality, because I believe that we are all born equal, but we are not treated equally, and that is why we must fight. We must fight for the equality of every man, woman, and child, regardless of race, religion, color, creed, and sexual orientation. So I say here and now, if you believe in this